We're going to try this again. Yo, what up, people? Welcome back or welcome. Hope that this finds you when it needs to find you. I hope that you hear what you need to hear, and today I hope that you feel what you need to feel. Today I feel very insecure, like cornered and insecure, and boxed in and insecure and worried about where I'll be and all of that. But I'm feeling that, I'm experiencing that, and that's what today is about. Today is about feeling these things and stepping past them. So with all that, I ask you, how does that make you feel? Not how does my statements about myself and my statements about how I feel and my insecurity, not how does that make you feel, but how does that make you feel? That thing that you've been avoiding or running away from. The reality that you struggle to stay put in. The consciousness that you avoid. How does that make you feel? And if you don't know, can you ask? Can you ask yourself? Can you look in the mirror? Can you be a part of yourself in to the extent where you're actually able to ask yourself a simple question? And can you ask yourself that question? I think that that's a really valuable question to ask, that we depend on therapists or people who care about us to ask. Instead of asking ourselves, instead of embracing ourselves, instead of being a part of ourselves. Ask yourself, how does that make you feel, and search for the root. Search for the root of these things, and if needed, you can start small. You can go as simple as how a word makes you feel. You can go as simple as how a short or a long phrase makes you feel. Anything. Just ask yourself. Care. And that's one thing that we lack is caring about ourselves. Maybe we don't lack people caring about us. I mean, that's hard to come by in today's world. People who will truly care about you, and people who will truly ask how you feel, people who will truly wonder and care to be concerned, to be there for you, all that kind of stuff. But I think we really lack a connection with ourselves, an understanding of ourselves, a conscious effort. And sometimes we just need to take a second and to be present and to be emotional. There's a huge stigma around emotion. There's a huge stigma around feeling, which is so ironic because that's something that everybody does. And on the topic that I started this off with, that insecurity, everybody's insecure. This right here, this does not seem like an insecure thing to do, me sit in front of a camera in a public place, and in case anybody walks by, I just have to deal with it. That doesn't seem like much of an insecure thing to do. However, that's exactly what this is. I'm hiding. I'm hiding behind a camera. I'm hiding from myself. I find it hard to look in a mirror, but I can find it easy to look into a camera frame, hoping that I say something that makes enough sense to you guys so that you can echo it back to me and tell me that I'm right. Tell me that I don't need to be insecure, that I'm onto something, that there's something bigger than myself that I'm a part of. The tattoos are insecurity. The new clothes are insecurity. The fact that I need a job that gets me from A to B is an insecurity. Everything that I'm based around is because I feel that I'm not where I need to be, and I'm insecure within that. However, life is not secure. And the way that I started this and what I'd like to follow through to is the fact that everybody is insecure. Everybody, every person that walks past me is insecure and nervous to walk past me because they're afraid that I'm going to judge them for the fact that they're walking past me, when really I'm afraid that I'm judging me because I'm laying myself out completely bare, allowing them to judge me in whatever way they possibly want to do. It's a hard thing. I'm very scared sometimes, very insecure sometimes, but what I need to do is feel that. And what I need to do is be conscious. To be conscious, to be present, to be open, to be honest, to feel the things that I need and to take part in things that I need, and to be here when I need to be here. Something that we avoid way too much. And another thing that I'm avoiding are these bugs that are flying on me, but whatever. We avoid ourselves. We avoid ourselves a lot. We don't search for the root, and we're constantly too busy to feel things, too busy to embrace someone, too busy to make a connection to someone, too busy to pay attention to the person that's in front or behind us, too busy to acknowledge that the people that are around us are people too. We're always too busy to be ourselves, to be close to ourselves. And that's a harsh reality, is that we were kind of taught to be too busy, to be too overrun with everything else, so we can have an excuse to avoid the people that we are, the way that we feel, all those kinds of things. We're always finding a reason to run away instead of feeling, instead of being conscious. We're busy so that we don't have to find time, you know? We're all insecure about something, and we're all worried about something. And sorry about it. If you guys saw that, sorry about that. I really want to keep this recording up, so I had to make that happen. We need to just be present, to be here, to understand ourselves, to understand where we're at, to be where we are at. And to be okay with that. To not fall into the stigma that, you know, if somebody catches you feeling anything, if somebody catches you feeling feelings, which we all do, that we need to be worried, or we need to be scared, or we need to be, you know, beside ourselves over the fact that we are currently being a human being. You know? We all get so busy with understanding and analyzing. And that's the most important thing to us, is processing it mentally, getting it mentally. And that is just another barrier between us and feeling the things emotionally and allowing it to control us physically at times. You know? As long as we understand it, we could keep it at an arm's length. And I'm so guilty of that. So guilty of thinking about things and planning it to a T so that I don't have to just experience them for what they are. Planning out a trip before I go on that trip. Planning out my day before I go about my day. Planning out anything before I go about anything. Planning out how I'm going to go to the bathroom, what I'm going to do, like what app I'm going to open. If I'm going to open Instagram or TikTok so that I can pass the time. Just so that I have a reason to avoid looking myself in the mirror and being present. But really being present is the most valuable thing. And it's the most scary thing. It's the most insecurity-ridden thing. And that's why we avoid it. But, you know, as much as understanding is cool and it's easy to get caught in, feeling is really what the growth is rooted in. You don't grow unless you are uncomfortable, and you're not uncomfortable unless you feel the things that make you uncomfortable. So you have to actually process through those things. You actually have to step into those things and be a part of those things and to overcome them. To be yourself through all of them. No matter how insecure it makes you, no matter how scared you are, no matter the way that people will look at you, no matter the way that you think people will feel about you, no matter the way that you feel about yourself, you need to feel that way about yourself if you want to grow from it. You need to feel things if you want to grow from anything. That's just the bottom line. The bottom line is that if you want to experience, then there's feelings in that experience. But if you want to keep it at a distance and you never want to experience anything and you want to be a passenger in your own life, go ahead, be my guest. But that is a shitty living. Because the closer you are to feeling, the closer you are to you. The closer you are to you, the better your life will be. The better your life will be, the more you can actually enjoy it. The more you can actually, you know, experience the way that things are. Take part in the way that things are. Feel the way that things are. Just feel, you know, and it is easy to get caught up in being stuck, in hiding from that feeling, but it's a lot easier to take part in it. And what is analysis without action? That's just a stagnant place that gets you nowhere. It will literally get you nowhere. It will literally get you to the same dead end that you're trying to avoid. And then you're going to have to feel that dead end, and it's going to feel like 10 times more. So maybe make it easy on yourself and just feel things as they come. Take part in things as they come. And, you know, the reality of things is that you're kind of watching yourself struggle from a distance when you analyze these things, instead of just taking part in them. And today, if I'm being completely honest with you, not only was I insecure, but until I admitted that to you, didn't know what to feel, didn't know how to feel. I just knew that when I got home, I felt like I needed to do more. Felt like I needed to put more in. Felt like I needed to be more. Felt like I'm not enough, you know? And that feeling in itself is insecurity, but usually on these days I don't know what to do with myself. And I fail to realize that as I'm analyzing it so much and processing it so much and digesting it so much, I'm not just feeling it. I'm not just taking part in it. I'm saying, how am I going to handle this day? I feel like I'm not going to be enough. I feel like this, I feel like that. But I'm thinking about how I'm feeling. I'm not just feeling the way that I'm feeling. I'm not just taking part in the way that I'm feeling. I'm not taking part in me. I'm taking part in the action of thinking about things, but I'm not taking part in the action of actually feeling these things. I'm avoiding it as much as I can. And I get it. I do. If you're that kind of person, I get it. I understand why I do it. And I understand that sometimes it's not even a conscious effort that I'm doing that. And the thing that's difficult is that it requires a conscious effort to feel. And that conscious effort of feeling is difficult. Whereas the unconscious effort of not doing anything, not feeling anything, just being a passenger in your life is so much easier. And we all want what's easy, but what's easy does not help you grow. What's uncomfortable will help you grow. So go into what's uncomfortable and feel the things that you need to feel. Take part in the things that you need to take part in. It's difficult. I know. I know it is. I live it. You know? That's not me trying to say a pity party like yours isn't, you know, as tough as you may think it is, because it is. I'm just saying I get it. And you're not alone. And maybe that doesn't help at all. Maybe understanding that doesn't help at all because it's not giving you the option of feeling anything. You know? But maybe these words help you feel something. And God, I hope so. Because that's what I do this for. What I do this for is the reassurance of connecting with people that I don't even see. You know? It's as rooted in insecurity as it is, it's also rooted in the fact that I want to help you grow. I want to help this world grow. I want to help this world feel and to be a part of itself, because I struggle with that a lot. I don't want to see people struggle with that as often as I do, and I just don't want you guys watching yourself struggle from a distance. So stop analyzing and start feeling. The pathway to feeling good, the pathway to growth is you. And feeling like you is really the best option. So feel what you need to feel, take part in what you need to feel, and be conscious when you need to be conscious. Stop avoiding that look in the mirror, you know, because the more that you do it, the harder that it'll be. Because you're just compiling, you know, pain on pain, and then time by time will go by, and you will eventually just, it'll all add up and be all into one. So just be present when you can, feel when you can, and if you can't, I get it as well. But also understand that maybe you're the person that's making sure that you're so busy that you don't have the opportunity to do that. Maybe you're the person that's continuously avoiding yourself. And don't put shame on yourself for that, but understand that. And understand that there's an opportunity within that to change. There's an ability within that to change. Because that's uncomfortable, and from being uncomfortable comes growth. I personally want to stop running away from myself. So maybe this is me being so insecure that I can't tell myself that, so I'm telling you that. And hopefully you make a change so that I've got an example in front of me, because at the moment I'm learning from the example that I have, which is kind of me. I'm kind of the person who's my own example. I'm kind of the person who's doing these things for myself. No diss to the people who came before me, because they're beautiful and have grown me in their own individual right. However, on these deeper topics, the only person who gets to feel these things is the person who's feeling these things, and that's you. The only person who gets to grow from that uncomfortability is you. And again, I get it. The conscious effort of being uncomfortable is a lot harder than the unconscious effort of being uncomfortable, or the unconscious effort of being comfortable. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'm sure you guys kind of got it in theory. Just, I don't know. Enough yapping. I hope you guys understand. It's uncomfortable to grow, I get it. I do. But avoiding yourself isn't going to help. So when the time comes, or even when it doesn't, when you're in the middle of anything involving any stress, just ask yourself, how does that make me feel? Don't bank on anybody else to do it for you. Take care of you. And I hope you care about yourself, because I do too. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys. And feel what you need to feel. And how does that make you feel?